Back, everybody, to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. It's where we talk about things like, birdies that we don't make, bourbon that we do drink, and Dan's favorite, rowing machines. Dan, what's your favorite rowing machine on the market today?
Not only did we go over that like 2 weeks ago, we got another one coming up where, we go through it a little bit further, and I think we've kind of settled in on one. I think we did purchase one as a show.
We did. Dan, let me say, there's no we in this scenario, but Dan definitely makes a guest of the show endure painstakingly, multiple minutes of rowing machine talk. The good news is he actually has a rowing machine, so he knew. No,
he had the rowing machine.
I know. So I hear there's only one. There's only one. Just like there is only one Scottie Scheffler. So congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. Wins the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. I believe this is his second win in his past 3 outings. So I don't know. Is this a Scotty Scheffler hot streak we got going here?
I'd say it's a hot streak. Have you ever seen a hot streak? I mean, my gosh, 2 out of 3. It's insane. I mean, that Ryder Cup really woke him up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think he said he definitely wants to be on the next Ryder Cup team. And here's what I'm going to do to get there. So I don't know if Max Homa is paying attention. Maybe he could take some lessons, I guess.
Maybe we'll see him over at Quail this fall.
I'm sure we will. Look at this. I broke out the, it's not really a tater bottle, but I broke out the Weller, man. Weller, the Green Label Special Reserve, always gets, I don't know if it gets a bad name. I'm fortunately here in Atlanta. I can get it for retail price. I'm not having to pay secondary. And I don't drink it that much just because everybody likes to dog it out. But man, alive, I'm quite enjoying this 90 proofer today. So hopefully I enjoy too much of it and it becomes entertaining. Well, I'll try my best to fulfill my obligation to drinks consumed on the show.
I will say there is a said recording coming up where somebody, a co-host might have gotten a little, had a little fun. I'll tell you I was editing it back today. The other one caught up. Oh, you were caught up by the end.
I was definitely, we did have a little, we had a little after hours chat too. There's no thinking. We're not going to be airing that, but great time with a future show coming up, future release. A great product, by the way. I mean, everything. I'm not talking about Weller and Buffalo Trace, but a North Carolina brand, really doing some really good stuff out of there. So looking forward to releasing that show. It should be fun. So hold on, back to Scottie Scheffler. I don't want to duck it. May have made a little scratch with an outright on Scotty this weekend. Wins it at 5 under. I mean, coming into Sunday, we had Billie Horschel, Viktor Hovland, I believe were tied at 7 under. We saw the score go as low as 10 under, and Scottie Scheffler proves victorious, shooting an even round on Sunday, finishing at 5 under. Did you think Hovland was actually going to walk away with this thing?
I did, yeah. Rory Light, I thought he had a good chance. I thought Billie Horschel had a really good chance. I actually didn't see Scotty as the one that was going to come from behind and do it. Not that he couldn't; he just did it a couple of weeks ago or whatnot. But I think that course was just so tough over the weekend. No rain and no humidity, and it was just so fast. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Rory made some comments about the course itself, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but the Florida swing is turning out to be like this a ridiculous amount of difficulty on these courses, and it's like, good God, man.
I know. Do you think that that's attracting, because and I'm talking about some of the comments that we've heard right over the past several weeks, right? And I guess the putting contest, the fucking putting contest comments, they were made. I think that was West Coast.
But, that was La Quinta, yeah.
Yeah. So, but coming into Florida, and I would say, if anything, the putting contest has gotten more challenging. And goes to show, I mean, Jon Rahm shoots +2 for the closing round, finishes the tournament at T17 at +2. The one thing I could say about that, Dan, is you would have been a lot better off in your one and done if you'd have picked Jon Rahm.
Yeah. So, this is the week where they're getting ready for the players. And after the comments from Rory, like he said, hell, I can understand he hit a bad shot and basically it just doesn't do what you want it to do. But if you hit a good shot, you still can't do it. And I mean, I think it maybe a little bit overblown. He didn't have his best stuff or whatnot, but he thinks he's playing pretty well. And just to be that disappointed, I mean, these players got beat up 2 weeks in a row. I mean, I don't know what that does to the fields. I don't know,
Well, I mean, now look at this. I mean, coming into the 3-week stretch here, and now they're heading to the stadium course, in Ponte Vedra. I mean, I think it's going to be another beating, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll get into that and into the players in a bit, but I don't know if they're attracting more players or if they're distracting more players. But who I think it's good for. I mean, I think it's good for. I mean, look at the tops who ended at the top 10. So some of the regulars, but Talor Gooch, T7, Herbert came in, shot low round of the day. If not, I don't know who else did it. 4 under, and T7, Chris Kirk, Gary Woodland actually had a showing, +1 on the day, but -3 for the tournament. Tyrell Hatton, I can throw a golf club farther than you can. Shoots a 3 under round 4 to close out in T2 with Billie, Horschel, and Viktor Hovland at 4 under. So lots. I don't want to say that there's a lack of firepower in the top 5 of that tournament, but when you consider the field that was there, I think if you ranked it prior to, right, or if you just look at OWGR standings, I mean, it's definitely not the horsepower that's prevailing in these putting contests that we're winding up at with these difficult golf courses.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't expect it to play that difficult here this week, and maybe it's because and it's speculated that they're going to get some of these winds and rains, and that's the way they set things up or whatnot. And when they don't, it gets really, really nasty. And we've seen it go the other way, right? Recently, where they thought they were going to get the winds and the rains or whatever it is in Hawaii, and it didn't happen. And they ended up, with the course records, right? And like to kick off the year. So this is kind of just the inverse of that. But and that's what makes it tough for these people setting these things up. They're planning on. We saw it happen a couple of years ago in the middle of COVID when at the South Carolina event. They played it at a different time of the year, and that course didn't have its difficulties that were usually there in that time of the season because they played at a different time of the year, and they ended up again. Like it was what's his name that ran away with that, Webb Simpson.
Yeah.
With the course with the tournament record.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good stuff that was going on. And good. I mean, I like the challenge. I mean, I like to see these folks go out there and get challenged. I totally get Rory's position. And, if I hit a good shot, I don't want to be penalized. But, in the same breath, and I'm like, well, golf is kind of that way. I mean, maybe I'll speak for myself as an amateur player, non-professional, not really professional at anything. But I mean, it's kind of a guessing game every shot I take. I've got an idea where I think the ball is going to go, but sometimes it doesn't go there. And again, why they're professionals and I'm not, but I mean, a little bit of this guessing game and maybe the course plays different every day and it gets a little harder and you got to think and change your shots. And the other side of that I would say is I think that putting was a little bit of a miss, just field wise. I'm not looking at strokes gained and who gained in putting, but just looking at some of these folks that had some readily accessible tools, a la Greens readings books, right? I mean, is that making it a little more challenging for these folks too, when it comes time to, and not only for reading the greens, but for approach shots, right? I mean, when you're looking at slope, when you're looking at where the ball is going to hit, when it's so dry, is it going to get a bad bounce and you're going to go, 10 feet past the green in the rough? I mean, definitely making some changes and, I don't know, costing some people the tournament, I guess. I don't know. Hit a better shot next time. You're a pro.
When did Rory become kind of the voice of the tour? Like, it seems like he's got the belt right now, right? And whenever he goes to speak at these press conferences, he's the one that they kind of gravitate towards, and he's kind of like the ambassador now. And I would say he took the title from, I guess, Phil and Tiger, but he's kind of carrying that belt as the one with the most respect behind the microphone right now, and the one with the most sanity. When do you think that kind of flipped?
So the win, I think the official flip like you can document it is when Phil called a certain group of individuals evil motherfuckers. I think that's when you can go ahead and put ink on paper and say that was a date that it's official. I think he's been there though, man. I think he's been there for some time. I think he won the Players in 2019. So, again, I think that there's something to be said with the respect and work ethic that he has out there with the players. So I think that it's been unofficial for quite some time. But I think with, I don't think Tiger is ever going to fall out of the good graces, no matter what he does. Just goes to show the power that one can have. But in, a 30-second statement, you can easily totally derail your 30-year career.
Yeah.
And get displaced. Yeah.
So, like to your point, like Phil was kind of backlashing against the PGA Tour for the past couple of years, and with his hitting rolling balls and all that kind of stuff, he's kind of been out there, and Tiger's been there as the voice and everything else in terms of respect. But, and you're right. I mean, he won the 2019 Players, but it just seems like, I don't know, more and more like he's the one that's just the sounding board in terms of reason and vision and direction, and the one that kind of how he has Jay Monahan's ear the most would be like a Rory, right? And it's kind of interesting to see. And also, I mean, I can't deny the fact that I agree with majority of what he says in terms of just having the lookout and the game at his the best part of his his mental ability, right?
So I was gonna say, as he's matured, I don't think that's a fair statement. I don't think we've ever really seen an immature side of Rory. I was going to say
Caroline might say something.
I was going to say, so now you want to talk about tennis? Okay. Yeah, rowing, tennis. I don't know. What are you going to talk about next? But and I was going to say with age, but I mean, he's a whopping 32 years old. So, I don't know that it's an age thing. I think, I think if you look at who don't we have any bad press on? Per se, right? I mean, there's no bad press out there. I mean, he's not like he's not a Twitter troll. Social media pretty much absent. I mean, there's really nothing going on that's negative there. So I think they got to stand behind somebody, and I think this is now becomes the face of the PGA Tour. Yeah.
What do you think he does in retirement?
I think he takes over Greg Norman's job as the
Saudi League,
as the live over the live tour of the Saudi League. I don't know. I think he's going to enjoy life, man. I think he's going to remain in Florida and enjoy his family. An outing here or there. I mean, he hasn't really been injury prone or anything like that. So I mean, I think there's a lot of longevity in Rory McIlroy. And I think we get whatever the next rendition of the Champions Tour is, because I mean I think there's a lot of activity from the Champions Tour. I would say, I mean, we've been to several tournaments, and there's a strong following there. But you've got to the Miguel Jimenez's, the John Daly's. Who just won the Retief Goosen. I don't know if Retief's really that big of a draw, but I mean, you've got a lot of firepower, who I think David Duval can play now, once he's kind of up and ready. So I think that as you start to see some of these folks that, when golf became cool, right? And I'm not talking the Arnold Palmer cool. I'm talking, hey, it's fun and it's cool for me as a kid to follow golf. It's not my granddad's sport anymore. I think that once those folks start to kind of peak and get somewhere, if they're interested, I think it's going to be cool for, our generation and younger to still kind of follow these people, with probably more accessibility. I don't know. Well, I guess Champions Tour, winner of the Champions Tour in 2039.
I think he's going to join a different tour. I do.
Yeah, maybe.
No. And this is legit. I think he's going to do the Tour de France.
Yeah, but so does is there like a Peloton de France? Because I think it's going to be the Peloton de France, and they're going to incorporate rowing. So it's going to be like a biathlon, but it's going to be all virtual. So you're going to go from the Peloton to the rowing machine and
then take some swings. And then take some swings.
and then a long drive competition. So there you go. What else happened in golf this week?
Did you see that guy toss the club after the putt?
Well, no, I didn't see that.
Oh, he missed the putt. He walked 2 steps and just I forgot who it was. He just threw it in the lake.
Was it Hatton?
It wasn't Hatton. No. But that's a good one. But no, it's just all good. That's a fun tournament. Man, that was a hell of a leaderboard going into Sunday. So it was fun. Yeah,
lots of definitely kind of felt like it could have swung any which way but loose. Closing that one out. So I think the top 4, right, maybe top 5, looked like they all kind of had a chance at that thing. So Scotty Scheffler holds them off. So yeah, great, good energy, great tournament, and I think it's great leading into the Players Championship this week in Sawgrass. So yeah, it's good stuff. But before we get there, I think you've already got this because you asked me earlier. So you usually don't ask me any questions you don't know the answer to. You like to stump me.
We might like a lawyer.
Exactly. I bill by the hour. And we will also do quarter hours and round up to the nearest hour. Don't worry. So we're back. We're at TPC Sawgrass, the stadium course for the Players Championship. 2-year anniversary of the meltdown, the shutdown, the pandemic that happened. Hideki Matsuyama was leading, but going into the 2020 Players Championship. The reason I'm asking the question is the top 5 in the world today are all under 30 years old. What was the top 5 players in the world going into the 2020 Players Championship?
Well, the guy that won it the year before, I think, was still number 1, and that was Rory. Right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe so. And then after that, I don't really know. But it's gonna be fun. Yeah, 2 years ago. This is the leaderboard. 2 years. It's changed so much.
It has changed so much. I believe everybody is playing in this tournament. I don't know. I thought I had it. I don't have it. Maybe you have.
I can look it up. Yep, I've got it.
I got some guesses. I got it. Okay, so Rory McIlroy won, Jon Rahm, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, last year's defending champion, and Dustin Johnson. And 3 out of the 5 are priced in at $10,000 or better. We'll get into the pricing in just a second. I mean, the only guy that's really taken, there's a few guys that have kind of taken a back seat there. But I mean, out of the top 5 and kind of where we sit, I mean, who's taking the biggest fall, you think? See, I would say DJ.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think DJ, I mean, as far as, kind of what we see and where we're at, I mean, I'm looking at DJ going like, yeah, that's, I mean, he's probably the one that, to me looks like he's struggling. So look at today's top 5: Jon Rahm, Collin Morikawa, Viktor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, and Scotty Scheffler moves into number 5 after the victory this week.
Scotty Scheffler's like 45. What are you talking about? It's the running joke on Twitter.
He's just not drinking the coffee for wellness. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what happened to Phil. Maybe it's the weight loss thing that happened to Phil. Maybe it's getting to him, man.
Low blood sugar.
Could be.
Yeah.
Can definitely have an effect on an individual. So maybe
that chemical balance he was talking about with the ESPN caddy, like, oh, this one kicks in and that one, you don't get jitters and this and that. Is like, and then he's like, Saudi ever, mother effers.
I mean, it very, very well could be.
Maybe we'll see it updated on the side effects in the more recent release of this Coffee for Wellness. It could cause you to have outbursts in the middle of the NFL season. Do not mix with Amstel Light.
Or Callaway golf clubs for that matter. Let's see. Okay. So out of those, we still got 1, 2. So who's new? Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay. The only guy that's consistent there is Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm's the only guy that was in the top 5 coming into the 2020 Players Championship that still exists. And he was number 2. So not far to go to make it to the top of the pile.
Okay, let's talk about him for a second. Going in out of last week, are you concerned? Because, I mean, he is certainly fallen from grace in terms of his top 10. It's kind of like a Rory did in a little bit coming out of this thing. I mean, we've seen these peaks and valleys and people on the schneid kind of thing. I mean, are we seeing that from Jon? Are you concerned?
So I'm going to cheat a little. I'm going to head on over to our friends at fantasynational.com and take a look at strokes gained for the past 24 rounds. Strokes gained total leads the field. Strokes gained tee to green leads the field. Ball striking leads the field. Off the tee, approach, still ranked number 1. But where we run into some challenges is where he doesn't lead the field, he's ranked over 100. And that's short game and around the green. You can average that out and call it 120th ranked player in strokes gained and 100th in putting. So, I mean, I think it's all fun and games if you're, but I mean,
he's like kind of like Kokrak before Kokrak made the change and became really good at putting.
Well, right? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there, but is it concerning? I mean, if he can make some putts this week, no, not really. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Jon Rahm win his first Players Championship. However, it would not surprise me if somebody else was the winner. That's kind of, I mean, look at last week. What did he, T17, and he definitely didn't have his best stuff. So, and I mean, the course was playing hard. So, I mean, he was still there for, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of looking through this thing and thinking, well, is he deservedly, $300 higher than the guy that didn't win last week? That's not even in the top 5 in the world. So I don't know. It's maybe skewed. I'd like for him to win this week. I think it'd be really cool if he did. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know.
I just, I'm almost hitting the panic button because the play has kind of cooled off, and hey, maybe it's just a putter and he can get it back.
Well, you asked me this question, and I'll let you answer it. Is Jon Rahm Rory McIlroy 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Is that, is he, I think they're planning on having more kids.
That's what I was getting ready to go to.
Yeah. Right. So, and I'm just saying, it's like, so he's got a major under his belt. Obviously these guys want to win. They're competitive. They're, I think he holds the course record at his club in Scottsdale Silverleaf. I think he does. Finau may have tied it or did something, but I think Rahm still has it. But so, I mean, obviously a good golfer, the competitive environment that they're in, late 20s, is it kind of one of those things to like, I got other things to do over here. Money's not a problem. Notoriety, the celebrity status, hey, I want to go do this. Like you got full access to everything you want. So I'll leave it open for the question for you. I mean, is he?
Well, I think Rahm was on the record this last week. I think I saw it on Twitter somewhere, and I'll work to pull it up here in a minute. But I think he said that he would not feel accomplished until he had 19 majors.
Well, I got bad news. I've got a feeling there's a lot of disappointment in his long-term future. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying I would be highly, highly surprised.
Yeah. Well.
Highly surprised. I think that, for someone to hold to keep that, mental fortitude and focus and be able to accomplish that feat, to even get close. I mean, I'd go as far as to say this is probably, this is where people start hanging up and sending hate mail. But I mean, I think double digits is probably a stretch at this point. I mean, with everybody that's out there, where the competition sits today, and probably what I would expect is going to continue to be strong competition coming up. I mean, I think everybody that's, everybody's, dreamed of hitting the 72nd hole in Augusta, hitting the putt to close it out and get the green jacket. But yeah, I think double digits at this point would be probably a lofty goal that might not make it.
Yep.
I'm not done until I win 19 majors. I'm not going to take off until I get to 19. Whether I do it or not doesn't matter, but I'm not quitting until I pass Tiger on the list. And I mean, I say a lot of confusing shit on here all the time, but I mean, I get it. I guess it's something to say, but that I don't know. I get where he's at, and it's on the spot. Hey, answer the question, but a little bit of conflicting message in there. I mean, basically what I heard was I need to come up with a good answer. So when I start taking some time off away from golf, or at least I can defer the conversation until I actually start doing it. That's kind of what I heard.
I too have the same goal as John. I'm not quitting until I get 19 either.
I didn't think you were. I didn't. Now, if you want to compare apples to whatever rowing machines, he's got a better chance than you do. I'm just saying.
I love the competitiveness. I love that comment. I mean, obviously he's got a long way to go, but I do love the comment. Like, he hasn't won since he won the U.S. Open, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was gonna win Memorial. I think that was after that. I think it was.
That's Cantlay's asterisk win. Is that right?
Yeah. But he's got some closing to do. So
Phil
would say, no coffee for you.
Exactly. What he's got to do is he's got to get better at these putting contests. I hear it's a putting contest out there every day.
That's
every
right.
day on tour.
That's right. All right.
Hold on. Before we get into this, let's we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up one Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
And I mean, we'll shoehorn. We'll foot wedge Bryson into the Phil conversation. So Phil not playing the Players this week. Bryson, allegedly the injury is a little worse because I think didn't last week he make the announcement. I think he was at Seminole. I don't think he played, but I think he was there. Allegedly, could be wrong. Total speculation. But didn't he say, I'm taking off this week at the API so I can play the Players?
I thought he said something like that. Yeah,
I thought too, but paraphrasing. But I've had a lot to drink since then. But as I recollect, that's how I call that going down.
Yeah.
However, he's not going to make it to the Players. And if he ain't at the Players, I think the purse this week for the winner is $3.6 million, I believe.
That's a lot.
So if you're not going to play this one, not that money's a thing, but
I'll tell you on Sunday.
You're right.
With my one and done.
This doesn't count as one of the 19, right? Even though it's labeled the fifth major, it's not doesn't count as one of the 19. But let me add, when they decide to make this a proper major, you think they're going to retro this? They're going to go back and count everybody that won it as a major prior to?
I know some people that would vote for it.
I do too.
Ricky.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Speaking of, okay, hold on. Back to Bryson. Surprised that he's not here this week. You are surprised?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that has the injury gotten worse, or what was the injury worse than expected? Or do you think that, so that's the first question. So answer that one. Do you believe that the injury was worse than expected?
I don't think so.
So it's one of two things, right? Is he self-disciplining himself to get some good marks and try to get back in good favor, or are they actually suspended?
When was the last time I saw Bryson?
It's been a minute.
Farmers missed the cut, and then he went overseas and he
hadn't seen him since.
He WD'd over there, right?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Which he said he had an injury at the Farmers. And then I think he had two injuries when he WD'd at I don't know, Dubai, or I forget where they were, but yeah, I think he.
It's been like a month ago, hasn't it been?
Yeah,
4 weeks off. Was it that bad?
For sure. Well, what went from it's not that bad to, because I there's a tweet where he said, oh yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but it went from a wrist, I think, to a wrist and a knee, and had taken off the API because I'm going to go because I want to get ready for the Players, but now I'm not at the Players. And that, so I think legitimately the next chance we have to see Bryson is going to be, and I mean, previous winner at TPC. So, or at the Players Championship. So that's, yeah, I'm thinking,
well, to not defend your title at API, right? And then to miss the Players. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just, maybe it's an injury thing. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, Brooks played more than this.
Yeah,
He is. Maybe now he's Brooks of 2022, and Brooks is Will Zalatoris.
Yeah. Hey, and I did mean defending champ of the API. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see sitting out the API if it was injury and you wanted to kind of cash out that $3.6 million potentially. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think it's one of two things that I think both involved either self-inflicted or there was some judgment passed there. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Quick break, Cal. Talk a little bit about our Instagram page and what people can find there via the link.
You can find us at birdies_bourbon. Be sure to go to our bio and go to Linktree. There's a link there, and we got some new swag out there, and we've got some more stuff coming out. What you won't find on there, any head covers that we do, I'm still running those. I'm still running those, so you won't find those there. We got t-shirts, hoodies, some other shirts there, but yeah, more stuff to come. Got some cool new logos and designs coming out. So be sure to check us out at birdies_bourbon on Instagram for all your birdie swag.
Awesome. Yeah, look, everything looks really good, man. Lots of colors and sizes and everything, and it's definitely taking us to another level. Yep, awesome stuff. All right, take us over to Ponte Vedra.
The Florida swing continues as we head to TPC Sawgrass. Why are we not talking with our boy PB Dye on the show? Good Lord. And if you haven't listened to our chat with PB Dye, it's definitely worthwhile. Fun guy to talk to. Shares a lot of insights about the golf course, about he and his dad building it. What did he say? His dad called and said, "Get your ass down here. We're building a golf course in the middle of a swamp in Florida." But TPC Sawgrass, the stadium course, par 72, 7,256 yards. It is going to be noted, Pete Dye design, by the way, it will be noted as having Bermuda greens. However, this course, which was originally played in May, has been moved back to March. So really, they're going to be playing on overseeded greens. That's I mean, they're probably going to be fast. The weather looks like it might get a little spotty down there. So if it does, could change up the course conditions. But as PB Dye has said, he wanted to give the course, his dad gave the course VD, visually distracting. And that indeed is what it is. There's pretty much trouble, be it sand or water, everywhere you go. You'll see from the opening tee shot with the all the Spanish moss and the oak trees kind of leaning in. I mean, it's there's some narrow tee shots here. The famed and pictured 17th Island Green, which is notorious for eating up balls. But yeah, it should be. I think it's going to be a great tournament. I think this is a hard tournament to pick a winner at. I think from a one and done standpoint, I don't know if I'll get as lucky as my Matt Fitzpatrick pick this week.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't want to show a card too early. You may be trying to steal my player for this week, Dan. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a great tournament. I mean, this is kind of the marquee of the PGA, right? It's their major, known as the fifth major. And yeah, I think we're in for a hell of a ride. If it's anything like last week, I know for me in watching the API, a lot of stressful moments that I felt for the players. So I can only imagine where we're going to wind up this week. But our past five previous winners, Justin Thomas, 2020, will asterisk Hideki Matsuyama, I guess. He was leading the first round in 2020, and then the tournament was canceled. Rory McIlroy in 2019, Webb Simpson in 18, and the Pete Dye Wizard, Siwoo Kim in 2017. So, you can probably expect, depending on what the weather does, I think it's probably they're going to score. The scores will be lower than what we saw last week at Arnold Palmer, but I still think it'll be low compared to what we've seen throughout the beginning of the year. So, probably mid-teens. We're looking at winning scores here under par. So let's head back over to our friends at Fantasy National. So again, looking at the past 24 rounds, let's talk about who we're going to put in our DraftKings lineups this week, Dan. So at $10,000 and better, Viktor Hovland, Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, Rory McIlroy, and Jon Rahm, rounding it out at $11,100. Two previous winners here. I don't know. Where you heading? Who you starting with? You going Jon Rahm? You going defending champion?
I like Morikawa the best. So T2 at Genesis, T5 at the Century, T7 at Zozo, second at the CJ Cup, T26 at Tour Championship. 10,700, model rank 50. How is that possible? I have no idea. He's 40th shots gained total, which seems kind of high. Off the tee, 50th, approach 18th, putting 101. But that approach of 18th on the approach, I think, is going to be key here. 16.5% projected ownership, 15 out of 16 cuts made. I don't see how you go wrong with Collin Morikawa. I mean, what he's done in the last year or two, I could just see him adding this thing to his belt really quick. What do you think?
I think if the putter shows up, I think you go ahead and put a fork in it. It's his tournament to win, and he becomes the first time winner of the fifth major. I think he has played here one time, and that was last year, and he finished T41. I think that, if I'm looking at it, the one thing I don't think you can put a whole lot of weight on, I mean, I think we'll talk about it, and it's all, it's obviously something to consider. And I think it's less important at this tournament than others is course history. And again, in just looking through the previous winners, I think that's where it's, you got long ball hitters, you've got shot placement, putting. I wouldn't necessarily ever call or consider that JT's ever been one of the best putters. So, I mean, for me, I think this is, it's totally going to be, it's going to be shot placement. It's a second shot golf course. So It's going to be second shot and approach shot play. I think that's what's going to get, the trophy this week, and $3.6 million in first place prize money. If the putter shows up again, I think that, I don't know how you could really look away from Collin Morikawa. I think that's a strong play, and he'll definitely make a few lineups for me. For me, where am I heading? Yep. I think I'm going to what the model ranks out as the number 4 player in the field, defending champion Justin Thomas, 6 at the Genesis, T8 at Phoenix, T20 at Farmers, T5 Century. We could just keep going and going and going. I think the Phoenix Open probably, to me, I think it's a pretty good comp for this. I think it could play different it's going to play different, but depending on what the weather does. So if forecast looks like it could be kind of rainy, so, could present some challenges there. Is it going to slow the greens down a little bit? Is it going to advantage maybe some of the folks that are finding a few more fairways? But I'm probably leaning in the $10,000 better field. I think it's JT. And for me, I think it's he finished T2 last week, T4 at the Genesis. I think it's the people that are closing out at the bottom of the 10,000 field. It's JT and Viktor Hovland. I think those are my two plays down here. I do like Morikawa, can't lie. Just is he going to putt or is he not? And I think we've shown JT can win and not bring the putter necessarily. I don't think Morikawa wins if he doesn't bring the putter.
Okay. Yeah. Good point. So, and you're staying away from Rahm?
Projected ownership at 13.2%. Holy shit. JT is the highest project. I mean, we're doing this on Monday.
No, Morikawa is.
Okay. It's 16.5. Call it even at this point. But that's surprising to me that those guys, Jon Rahm's still in the early teens. Rory McIlroy at 7. I didn't even look at that. That may shift my dynamic completely on this thing. And because I am in Mayo's Millie Moneymaker this week. I thought this one's so damn hard to figure out who's going to win.
Yeah.
I may do a complete role reversal here and go McIlroy and Hovland here, man.
Rory's hard to beat, man. 7.2% projected ownership, T13 of the API, T10 at Genesis, first CJ. He's been playing awesome.
Yeah, he's been playing great. I mean, last week, I mean, it's not, and here's the thing, like listening to Rory, I don't hear that he's not beating himself up, right? I mean, I don't know that he's really, patting himself on the back, but he sounds good. And what I'm hearing from him sounds good. And the fact that he didn't win last week and where he was looking pretty good coming out of the gate, I may do a complete pivot. I'll sprinkle in. I think I'm sprinkling in somebody from the $10,000 range in every single lineup. I don't know that even though below that, I mean, there's plenty of argument that you don't need to, but I mean, there's just too many good people, too many players up here that are playing well. I think Rahm's probably playing the worst out of the lot in the top in the 10,000 or better.
Yeah, I know. And to be priced the highest, I don't know what he's got going on there, but I mean, yeah, what is it going to take for somebody that's a good question. What is it going to take for somebody to be priced higher than Rahm in DraftKings?
I think if you're I think if you're $10,000 and better and you win the Players Championship for sure, I think you could argue that some of the folks in the $9,000 range could also jump up there.
I think if Cantlay can win his 4th FedEx Cup, he might be ranked higher than him. I mean, it is tough, man. They will not price Rahm lower than anybody else.
So that's my play. I think I'm totally before we jump from the 10,000 range, I think I'm gonna maybe just go total ownership on this one and just kind of hope and pray that Rory pulls something off. And all we need Hobby to do is just keep doing what he's doing, man. Like I don't need him to do.
Let me ask you a question. So if Scheffler wins this week, is he priced higher than everybody next week? If he plays next week, whenever he plays next.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's ranked, what did I say? 6.
I think 4th or 6th or something. Yeah. Say he gets
he moved up to, he went from 6th to 5th. So he moved to 5th. Yeah.
I think he can go number 1 if he wins, right? I think probably can.
I think so. Yeah.
And then if he's number 1 in the world, then is that what's keeping Rahm up there? Is he's number 1 in the world?
Well, it sure isn't the past 5 wins. I mean, I don't mean it in a dick way. I'm just saying, I mean, look at everybody else in the $10,000 range and everybody else. I would say on average there, I mean, you've got Hovland with a miscut at Phoenix, but doesn't that kind of wash out? I mean, when you get to a T2, a T4, yeah, T30 at the Century, but I guess strength of field. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some other folks there, and I mean, look at Cantlay. Look at Cantlay's past 5 performances, and look at Rahm's. Tell me how he's priced higher.
I can't.
I don't look. I mean, look at the stats. I mean, he's ranked number 1 in the model. So I mean, you obviously the model's skewed, right? You could adjust the model around however you want it to make it come out better. But yeah. I don't know. All right. So $9,000. I'm not arguing anybody in the $10,000 range. I know where and why I'm playing people. I'm going to make a lineup with everybody in there. I'm only playing singles, but I'm making a lineup with everybody in there and maybe a couple. So 9,000 and better. So Patrick Cantlay ranks out number 1 in this model. I do believe he missed the cut last year. So I think that's where you've got to kind of look and consider, well, how much stock am I going to put in course history? Yeah. So Cantlay, this is at the TPC, back-to-back missed cuts. Well, obviously with 2022 not being completed, and then T23 and T22, 18 and 17 consecutively.
2020 not being completed. Yeah.
2020, yeah, he didn't play. Yeah. Well, nobody played. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think probably hard to argue. I think, again, I might probably just kind of steer towards, okay, $9,000. I hate to read them all, but I'm not going to read them all, but I'm probably going to look at ownership percentages and I'm going to pick from there. The two people in the $9,000 range that I'm probably going to lean away from, and both of them are probably the lowest owned, because somebody doesn't know, Bryson DeChambeau is withdrawn already, or not. He's not playing. When have you seen Bryson at 2.3% ownership ever?
Since when did I pick him 2.9% of the time? I'm just kidding.
You got a lot of lineups this week, eh?
I do.
Yeah, and then DJ at 8%. That's probably a fade for me. I think if I'm going to do that, so if I'm going to go for the low, I may do just like the lowest ownership in each category and see where I can get to. It'd start at the top and see how far I can work my way down. So that'd be Rory and Hovland. Then I'd go DJ, not DeChambeau, but yeah, I think that might be a little bit of a direction for me there.
So who I like in this range. I like Hideki here. I like Xander here. You can't go wrong with Cantlay. I think my fades are, to your point, DJ. I don't know what to expect. I don't really have any other fades here, do I? Yeah, Spieth too. I'm spading. I'm going to fade Spieth.
I can't get on Spieth this week either. As much as I want to go to Spieth Island, and I really want to go to Spieth Island, I cannot get on Jordan Spieth. Doesn't really have a good track record here. Again, I said I don't know that it makes any sense to look at course history, but yeah, I can't get on Spieth. I don't know what. So 2 out of 3 tournaments winner, Scotty Scheffler, 11% owned, 12% call it. I mean, Arnold Palmer win, Genesis T7, Phoenix Open win. I mean, would it be crazy to see back-to-back winners? It would absolutely be crazy. Is it? I mean, the model says go. The model says pull the trigger on him.
What did he rank here last year?
You mean where did he play?
Yeah,
missed the cut.
Okay, missed the cut.
But DeChambeau was T3 and he didn't show up. So there you go.
Yeah. So I want Scotty to continue to do well. I think maybe the Ryder Cup was where he broke out when he beat Rahm, right? And ever since then, he's kind of like got this winning streak in him, and it's got the killer instinct, like a Morikawa kind of thing going on. And it could be Scotty's year, man. I'm not counting him out.
What's Hideki? Hideki's 13%, Xander 10%. I mean, hey, if you want a second place finisher, Xander's probably your guy.
This is a good place to start your lineup right here in this area. Yeah.
Even though Xander missed cuts back to back, well, not back to back, but 21 and 19 missed the cut, T2 in 2018. So again, I think you're just as apt to miss the cut as you are to win the tournament here. If you're sitting the $9,000 and better, I don't see any big challenges there. So yeah, I mean, I think I can't believe Scotty Scheffler's double. I mean, I'm not saying it because he's not a good player. I'm just saying I'm surprised to see coming off like double-digit ownership on Monday, and he's got single-digit placements in the past 3 tournaments, and 2 of them are wins.
Yeah,
that's aggressive to keep up that kind of play and push forward like that. So,
did you talk at all about Cameron Smith?
I didn't, but I think you're going to.
I mean, the guy's been on fire, right? So T33 at the Genesis, missed the cut at Sony. He won the Century, RSM T4, Houston Open T15. In this field, last 25 rounds, 94th off the tee, 17th on approach, 21st around the green, 15th on putting, 10.8% projected ownership, $9,400. Model ranked 9th, 15 out of 18 cuts made, $9,400. I mean, this guy's been playing outstanding golf for over a year. And Yeah, he's had a T33 in the missed cut of the Sony. Not a great start to the season. Of course, the missed cut came right after a win, right? So we know how that goes in Hawaii. He's probably out there fishing all day, whatnot. He probably fished all the way through the moonlight. So
why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Right. So I'm not going to hold that against him. This is his kind of course, right? I could see him popping here, couldn't you?
Yeah, T17 last year, T56 and 19. So previous 2 outings, he missed a cut. But yeah, I could see that happening. I mean, I think my plays here though are in the $9,000 range. If I didn't make it clear to begin with, Cantlay at 15. He's probably just going to keep going up. I think it's Hideki and Cantlay.
So hold on. So Cameron Smith, T17, T56, last 2 outings here. I missed the cuts the other 2 years before that. He's a different player now than 2018. I
totally agree.
2017.
Totally agree.
So T17 was the last time he played here, which was last year. And I expected him to do much better than that this year. Yeah.
So I'm going to start my lineup with Spieth and DJ.
with an alternate of DeChambeau, because he might come back and play.
And
it's worth it.
I know there's no chance in that, but I mean at 4% and 9%, maybe. I may throw one out there just for fun. No hard money. So here's where I think you start your lineup, man. I think you start your lineup in the $8,000 range, and I think there's just a plethora of players to pick from down here, starting with Will Zalatoris, ranked 14th in the model. He did not. He cashed you a little bit last week, but nothing to go home and brag about. And they're one and done. But $8,900, really? I could just keep going. I mean, look at Daniel Berger, $8,800.
$8,700.
I mean, you could just keep running it down the field of players. Here's where I'm heading. Highest percentage owned guy. So I'm going to have to cancel that. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Berger man win the Players Championship. I think that's a starting point for me. Brooks Koepka at 13% ownership. That's another place that I'm probably going to go. I think that since this is the 5th major, I think it might get us somewhere. And I mean, after that band, this thing is just jam packed, dude. It is absolutely loaded. And who are you going to pick in the $8,000 range?
Well, I picked Willie Z last week, and he had a tough Sunday. He played a decent tournament. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but not what I wanted to get out of that for sure. I was hoping for a top 10. Berger, to your point, this is his kind of course. I don't see him. I can see him winning this thing. Yeah. Louis O, cooled off quite a bit from last year, right? But I don't know. This is a Florida kind of thing. And this is the kind of thing I could see him really kind of coming in second.
I could see him coming in second a lot. Before you go on, Willie Z, 21st here last year. Daniel Berger, T9, T67, T57, T65, T9. It says, if nothing else, he's probably going to make the cut. But at $8,800, I probably need you to do more than make the cut. But hey, I get it. Making the cut's the first step in the right direction. And Louis O, T41, T56, miscut, T2. You brought it up, Dan, T2 in 2017 and T28. So if you're going to look at some course history, then there you go. I think the two that you got to kind of lean on would be Berger, Oosthuizen. I don't know. You want to keep going, or you want to just call a few that you think are hot in the $8,000 range?
Well, Jocko is interesting, right? Because he's missed a lot of cuts, but he just won at the Genesis. 6th at the Farmers, and approach 43rd in this field here, putting 118. He could pop. He could. He's been playing well.
Let's see the $8,000 range. Who's our best? Who's ranked? Daniel Berger's 20th in total strokes gain. Yako is 16th total strokes gain. Sungjae 18th. Billie Ho's 8th last week. Probably didn't hurt him any. Yeah, it's it's kind of screwed. I mean, Brooks Koepka, his numbers really never really look all that great and shit. I feel like he's always in contention, man, or putting himself up there if it's the right course. So.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me he missed the cut the Genesis. He's not really an LA guy. He's more of a Florida guy, They kind of clash,
Yeah, I mean, Koepka's had a pretty good streak here, though. He did nothing in 21, 19, T56, T11, T16, T35. I mean, like you said, once they start retroing those majors, once they make it official, it's like, yeah, man, put me down for one. So,
all right. So you talked about your buddy, Mr. Brown Sweater down there.
Oh man,
he's been playing great.
I mean, he is a player's champion. Ranks 26th in the model. I don't know, that putter, man, it just keeps getting worse and worse. And I'm not talking about the actual putting aspect of it. I'm talking about the physical putter, the look of it. I'm like, I don't know how you even putt with that thing. I don't know if you can miss the ball, but if you could, I would. He's ranked 25th in strokes gained total on the field. Numbers aren't horrible. He's ranked 13th in putting, which for Adam Scott, I mean, that's something to say. I mean, maybe I feel like Adam Scott at 8,200, if I can afford, if I can get up to at least 86, I think I'm going to go Koepka over Scott, man. Hope he's not listening.
Okay. Are you taking Adam Scott or Billy Horschel? That's a good one.
Yeah. I think he's 10%. He's 4% less owned right now, less ownership. I'm going to go Billy Horschel.
Yeah.
I
Billy
think
Horschel's been playing some great golf.
And I think that, given what happened last week, I mean, I think the stamina's there for Billy Ho. Mm-hmm. And I mean, man, wouldn't he love to win in Gator Country? Wouldn't he love to put this win on his resume? And I absolutely think that this would be this is something to be said. And outside of his approach shot, which yikes, right? I mean, that could present a lot of problem here. The numbers look really good outside of his approach shot. And past 24 rounds, he's losing 3 strokes, a lot of which could have come from this previous tournament, which it's not going to get any easier this week. So let's see, Billy Ho tournament history, T58, T26, T37, missed a cut, T28. I feel like I just read that off. It was just kind of in reverse order for Louis O. So there is no T2 in there. So I mean, I think from an ownership perspective, I think I got to go Billy Ho over Adam Scott.
You're going to do like an O lineup where you got Brooks Co, Louis O, Billy Ho.
What about Shane Lowe?
Shane Lowe.
I mean, I could even get in on some Shane Lowry at this thing, man. I mean, that's even I mean, at 8,000. I mean, second at the Honda, and we were wondering what we were going to have, and I think his Shane's tournament history here: 8th, miscut T46, miscut T16. So technically speaking, I think 2020 threw him off a little bit. So maybe we'll get back-to-back made cuts. And do we see another, T10 or better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff right here. Yeah.
Who am I steering clear from, you ask? I think Finau's not going to get a lot of love from me at this course, and I think Sungjae probably is a good role here.
Winning.
So, yeah.
So yeah.
All right, $7,000, Dan, take us away.
Okay, $7,000. Sam Burns leads us off at $7,900, and the lowest ranked or lowest priced player here comes all the way down. It's a big field down here, Cal, to like Chris Kirk, Linto Griffith, Alex Noren, Sepp Straka. I mean, this is another action-packed area. Lots of things going on down here. Lee Westwood at $7,100 finished second here last year. He was on a roll. Hasn't been playing great lately. Talor Gooch at $7,200. I think that's going to make some lineups for sure. 10% projected ownership, around the green 26th, on the approach 45th, Off the tee, 86 putting, 119, T7 last week. Missed the cut at the Genesis, T26 at Phoenix, T20 at the Farmers. I think I might be starting my lineup right there.
I think I could have been a week early on Fitzpatrick, is what I think. I would agree with that. T9, T41, T46 at his past 3 outings at TPC Sawgrass. Let me tell you who I'm going to stay away from, which probably means he's going to win the damn golf tournament. I'm going to stay away from the club twirler himself, one Tyrell Hatton. He's missed 3 of his past 3 cuts, T41 in 2017. I'm going to go a different direction there. Sam Burns, I don't know what we're going to, I don't know what Sam's bringing to the tournament. So that's probably not somewhere I'm looking, but where am I looking?
Good week last week from Sam, though. He bounced back.
Yeah. Good week last week at T9. Again, Tyrell Hatton, T2 last week. I mean, at a hard golf course, and anywhere there's water around, Tyrell's club, sure to find it. Not his ball, but his club. So, we'll see where that goes. Again, I'm probably going to venture off. I mean, off the tee, Hatton is ranked 101st in our settings and in our model. But I thought I saw that Webb Simpson had withdrawn. He's WD. All right. Yep. Well, 6.6% of the people that have entered into a tournament don't think so. So you heard it here first. I could see Abe Answer. I mean, I don't think this is a week he's going to win the tournament, but I could see something. I could see Answer T22 and T12 in his past 2 outings here. So that could be. I just had him. He's at 10% owned.
You know where I like to start here too, as well. Are you done with Answer, or you got more?
Started. No, go ahead.
Okay, Woodland, man, he has been on a roll lately. Model ranked 78th, $7,400. 6.2% projected ownership. T5 at API, T5 at Hondas. That's 2 weeks in a row in the Florida swing. Those are tough courses. His trajectory and his form is coming into place where I don't think these stats here are going to kind of add up to what he's been doing like more recently right now. But 89th off the tee, 77 on approach, 65 on the putting. But I like the way Woodland's shaping up, man.
So Woodland's made 3 of his past 5 outings here, made the cut in 3 of his past 5, missed the cut in 21, T30 in 19, missed it in 18, T75 and T28. I think at 7,400, that is an argument you can make. All I need you to do is make the cut, right? Just make the cut and kind of move forward. I may look at bogey avoidance in the $7,000 range and see, because as much as I said, course history, doesn't come into play. It's not that it doesn't come into play. I just don't think it's weighted as heavy as where things go and what direction they're in. I think I'm going to lead more on recent form, but yeah, I think that you can't really. I think you can't argue with how good Woodland is playing right now with a pair of 5s coming into this tournament. I think that's really good. I mean, Sergio, Paul Casey, Russ Henley. I mean, the list could continue to go on and on. I can tell you where I'm starting at, though, in the $7,000 category. I think it's Russ Henley for me, man. I think that's my starting point. I mean, he's ranked 5th total strokes gain. He's ranked 1st around the green, 14th in approach. I mean, worst categories off the tee. I think that depending on the weather, I don't know that off the tees. Well, off the tee can obviously kill your tournament, but I don't know that this course necessarily. I mean, it's not long especially as far as major tournaments are concerned. It's not a long golf course. If it rains, then I think it kind of sets you up and allows you to play smart golf. So Henley, even though he's missed 4 of his last 5 cuts at this golf tournament. I mean, I don't know. Are we looking at a different Russ Henley? Maybe not, but ownership should be low if I can make it over to Russ Henley. 8.6%. So maybe not quite low enough, but lots of ownership. What do you, Fleetwood? We getting any Fleetwood action this week?
I was looking at him. He's starting to kind of get some form together, right? You know, the model says 103. It's 4.2% projected ownership at $7,400. But T20 last week missed a cut at Honda. Zozo was T7. Maybe a sprinkle, but I'm not going deep on it.
I think where I'm heading next is, I don't know that this may be his first outing at the tournament. I feel like Cam Young is going to be a good lean here, and let's see what Cam Young's ownership is. I was looking at his numbers. So he's just below double-digit ownership. Around the greens, his worst category. He's ranked 6th in strokes gained total. Model ranking has him at 11th. T13 at the API, T16 at Honda, Genesis is T2, T26 at Phoenix, and T20 at the Farmers. So T26 or better coming into this in his last 5 outings at $7,200. Right now it's at single digit. It'll probably bleed into double digit, but I'm liking some Cam Young here. I think this could be a good spot for him.
I agree with that for sure. Yep.
Seamus Power, I don't know about. That's probably a fade for me. Missed 3 of his last 3 cuts. So is the Florida swing going to treat him any better? Moving up north, moving to a golf course that's going to be questionable at best. I don't know what the weather's going to do. I guess it could come into his favor, but yeah, I'm probably not going that direction. I'm probably moving elsewhere. Anybody? So I'll mention one more and I'll pass it to you, Dan. Sorry. Talor Gooch,
Well,
T7.
That's why I started there.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah. Keep going. You go. Yeah.
I think it's I think that's, you said it, right? I mean, recent form, T7 at the API. I think where Gooch is and where Gooch was, I think he's in a bit of a different spot, but I think Gooch is going to be a strong play. So
that's a solid play right there. I mean, I think that's the pricing on that is so undervalued, right? I mean, I think he could be priced at 8,500. We'd say, oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other mention I'll make is
there's 2.
I can't believe Siwoo's only around 10% owned right now. So I think for Siwoo's track record on die courses, previous winner, T9 last year, T56, T63, winner, T23. I don't know how I don't know how he's only 10% at $7,300. That's my take on Siwoo.
Yeah, I'd say Siwoo, a couple other guys here. Mitchell's been doing really well lately. Keep an eye on him. His model ranked 11th in this field here last 24 rounds. Did T61 last week, T9 before that, and then T10 and T12 before those. Got to keep an eye on him. Hoagie won recently. You gotta watch that. And then Chris Kirk's been bouncing back, man.
I think Kirk's a really strong play here. Yeah, I think that's a direction. He's made 4 of his last 5 cuts at this tournament. T48, T56, T46, T12, and then a withdrawal. And I think we all know why the withdrawal happened, back then. So, I think Kirk's, if you're going to take course history into consideration, I think that's a play. I also think recent form is definitely a play for Chris Kirk.
Okay. Where are you going? 6,000.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go there. That's for sure. There's so many other I think Noren's strong here. I think Griffin's probably a good play here. Noren was T5 in the Honda. That's 7,000. That's why I'm whispering it out to myself. So I think at the top of the, give me the top 3 guys, man. Give me Brian Harman, Mackenzie Hughes, and Patton Kizzire. I'll take all 3, and I can just roll with there if I can afford them. And I don't know that's necessarily, that's probably not a bad spot for me. And respectively, Harman 80, Hughes 25, Kizzire 55. That's their model rankings. The only thing that really looks kind of out of whack would be Patton Kizzire from a putting perspective, but I think recent form at $6,900 each, I'll take it. I'll take those guys to likely make the cut. Tournament history wise, I know you want to talk about Bubba Watson. Just hold on. Brian Harmon, T3 and 21, T8 missed the cut, T53 and T54. Mackenzie Hughes missed the cut last year. Kazire T35 last year at this tournament. So there's definitely a lot of other direction to go. Those were just three that popped right up. And I said, I mean, I could go with any three or a combination of those guys and feel good about putting them in the lineup.
Hey, Cal, give me the stats on previous history for Grandpa at $6,900, Mr. Keegan Bradley.
I like it. T29, T16, T7, T60, and T35 at TPC Sawgrass. I like it.
He was T11 last week at API, very tough course down in Florida. T48 at Genesis, T26 at Phoenix, T65 at the Farmers, T12 at Sony. Approach in this field, 23rd off the T40th, 134th in putting. We know that's not his strong suit. 67th in the field in terms of model rank, $6,900, 10.7% projected ownership, 19 out of 24 putts made. I think I like him here at this price point.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the first time we saw him below $7,000 in, I don't know, all year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it too, which just goes to show how strong the field is and you know what's here and where we're going. So yeah, I think Keegan's a strong play. You can just keep going, man. I mean, I think seriously. I think there's a lot of solid options in the $6,000 range that do allow you to. Most of the time people are labeling it as studs and duds. I think there are a lot of like false duds down and they're not duds and have a good chance to contend.
Yeah, 100%. There's a ton of stuff down here. Anybody else that you want to call it as a guy you want to take a look at?
Jonathan Vegas, T61, T3, T41, miscut, T57. So, I think Vegas is, if in the $6,000 range, I mean, I think there's definitely something going on. I think that's a strong play and a potential way to start your lineup. The other, who else is down here? Harold Varner kind of just seems like he would set up well here at this course. Molinari, 2 missed cuts out of his last 5, T56 and 19, 17 and 16 were T6 and T7 respectively. And I think we've seen a little bit of a pop out of Molinari here lately.
Yeah.
Ish. And just saying, looking at anybody else down here that kind of sticks out. I mean, if we're taking some deep stretches, right? And I'm not talking about yoga. But if we're really stretching deep and we're kind of anchoring heavy up top, if we're just looking at recent form in the $6,000 range and just kind of going, a lot of names down here, man. But CT Pan was T16 at Honda, 9th at Genesis. So, I don't know if I would be totally afraid to go there. Once you get kind of deep into this thing, I don't see.
Poston plays well here.
Poston plays well. I don't know. Herbert, man. Saw kind of a flash of thunder from him on Sunday, finishing T7 at the API. Maybe.
Yep. It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun week.
Hudson Swafford missed a couple of cuts. Bo Hostler had a pretty strong showing at the API, finished T20. T16 at Honda, 6,500, projected ownership 2.6%. T16, T48. This is one where it's like, hey man, all I need is make the cut at $6,500. You can work some of those $9,000 or $10,000 guys into your lineup. Bo Hostler maybe. Recent form.
He's been playing great golf. Yeah.
The only thing that I guess I kind of don't like is miss the cut at the Phoenix, which I would kind of say, does this thing play or set up kind of like the Phoenix, but 3rd at Pebble Beach? Maybe Hostler's could be a starting point for me.
Yeah. I'm actually expecting some good things from him this year. He's been playing great golf. Yeah.
All right. I don't see anybody else. You want to go lineup? I see a lot of other people. Nothing we need to talk about.
Lineup.
All right. So what are we doing? Everything with an O. So you want to start with Louis O or
we can do that if you'd like to.
Robbie. Cool. No, I don't. Well, actually, I do want to. No, but let's not do that.
We can do that one too if you want to.
Yeah, let's put a little more. Let's put some more thought into one of these. Let me find something here. This is great content right here. I'm telling you. I mean, it's great content in the making. Okay. All right. So start. What do you want? You want to start? I'm going to let you start us. You want to start?
You start. I got to find out the game. If you're already there, start. So.
Wow. Can I start with? I'll start with my one and done. That way we'll get that out of the way, and you already know who it is. That way you know you can't pick him. How about that?
All right. Sounds good.
I'm going to start with JT.
Okay.
So we can do two things. We can work our way down, or we can go to the bottom, and then we can start working our way back up.
Let's go to the $7,000 range.
All right. I think the $7,000 range, Cup runneth over. I picked the first one, so you pick this one.
You love Russell Henley?
I mean, I don't hate him. Hold on, let's see. Russell Henley ownership.
Or Gooch.
Okay, so let's look at ownership and let's go. Where are you? Okay, Gooch is 10%, 10.6, and Henley is 8.6 and ranked 5th in the model.
Henley's a little bit more pricey.
Well, he is.
Let's go Henley. Let's go Henley. All right. You said you loved Henley earlier.
I like where he's at. I like where his game's at. Even though he's missed a lot of cuts here, I'm taking the narrative of you can't take track record into history here. So,
do you want to go in the $6,000 range for a second?
No, let's just go ahead and pick Gooch. Let's pick Gooch.
No. Afterwards. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Gooch next. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's pick Gooch.
All right, Gooch is next. All right.
3 players, $25,000. So let's pick a $6,000 player.
All right. You want to go Grandpa? You want to go HV3? Johnny Vegas? Davis?
Let's see. So from a model perspective, some of these I want to feel a little lucky about. God, Aaron Wise. Look at Sebastian Munoz sitting down there at $6,700. Didn't even talk about him. The Wolfman. Come on, the Sauce Man. Let's go. I'll narrow it down for you.
Okay.
Let's go Bradley or Vegas. I know that really didn't narrow it, but
okay. I'm gonna go Bradley here, I think. Who has a better track record? History.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. So Vegas T61, T3, T41 cut, T57. Keegan Bradley for sure.
Okay,
Keegan Bradley all day. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Keegan Bradley.
All right.
All right. So
now we can pick a couple of low $9,000 guys. We can go back to 8,000. What do you want to do?
Well, let's go 9,000. Let's look at 9,000 and see what we like here. So we can go 9,000. I think let's go 9,000 and 8,000. Oh, I want to go Berger. I go Berger. Oh, okay. Well, you pick Berger or Koepka.
I think Berger's playing better.
All right, Berger it is. We may have to make some adjustments here.
And we land on Scotty Scheffler as our closeout guy.
I don't know. You want to throw the dice with Scheffler?
I mean, has he done anything lately?
It hasn't completely sucked. And he missed a cut here last year. So
even better.
I think, I mean, it's, you want to go Scheffler?
Let's go Scheffler.
And we saved $100.
There you go. All right. Good lineup.
Well, I already gave my one and done away. In
So
Justin,
who did you say?
Justin Thomas.
Okay.
Justin Thomas. I didn't, you know, why not? Scotty Scheffler won 2 out of the last 3. Why couldn't JT defend his championship?
It's WWE, you know, so
it's, yeah. I mean, I almost watched Kyle Larson win back-to-back NASCAR races last week. So what did JT do? 6th at the Genesis, T8th at Phoenix, T8th at Phoenix. Yeah. JT for sure. Yeah. JT for me.
Okay. So
Brooks Koepka. Okay. Way to go, Dan. Great pick, buddy.
I'm going to take Charles Barkley. Look at that first. I'm going to go Collin Morikawa.
So is everybody else.
I know. Make sure I have not taken him yet. I have not.
I'm gonna miss.
Yeah.
No, I think like I said earlier, if the putter shows up, Morikawa's the guy, and you really can't argue. Current form coming into this thing. You got a lot of better than besting the 10th place positions in his last 4 outings. So really solid.
Yeah. I mean, the other one would be Rory, I'd say. You know, I could either go Morikawa or Rory. And I just think Morikawa, I could see him winning this thing. He hasn't won it yet. I mean, he's winning everything. So yeah.
Winning everything.
He is.
Trying to see if I can see the odds in this thing.
Yeah, we can. Sure. Let's see. Let's take a look.
Because I did put a few bets out there. I think I did bet Cantlay. I know I bet Cantlay. I bet Hideki. Some pretty good.
So Rahm's 8-1. I mean, what is going on with Vegas? Rahm's 8-1.
I don't know.
Just the JT is 14-1. I mean, good God, are you kidding me? Rahm is that much better than the field? It's ridiculous.
Nah, I don't see it.
You don't. I don't. Yeah.
Recent results don't show it. Not to say he can't go out there and win this week, but you're telling me he's got a better chance to win than Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay, Berger. I'd say he's got a better chance than DJ. But
yeah. Here you go. You can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did I go? So I definitely put money. I got hard money on the Berger man. I got
28-1.
Yeah. I think that's that one's a good one. Scroll down. Get a little deeper in this field for me. I need to get in the $7,000 range. Where did I go? Paul Casey at 50. I definitely went there. I think that's just dumb money. And
what about Tequila Man at 50?
I didn't. I don't think. I don't know about winning this thing, man. I don't know about the win. The win kind of scares me.
What about Max Homa at 80-1?
I did not, but that's probably means he's going to win the damn tournament. So there you go. I did bet. I bet Neiman at 50. And I bet Fitzy at 50. Yeah. I could see. Again, that's a pretty good payday and that's long odds. Scroll down a little bit more. There's somebody else down there that I was kind of eyeballing.
Billie Horschel at 100.
I did bet
really well.
I bet both of those guys. I bet Horschel and Gooch at 100.
Wow.
And I bet Noren at 130. I don't think I went deep. Look at that, Phil Mickelson. I did not go any deeper than that. I kind of cut my.
How did he get in there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe it's 2022. That's weird. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's a play. Not. Oh, you know who else I bet was? I bet Koepka.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
I did bet Koepka, and I don't know what the numbers are going to be yet. But I don't usually do this because I think it brings some bad stuff. Where's Koepka?
Oh, he's way up here. Up here somewhere.
There he is, 35. Yeah, so I could see that. Good. Good numbers. So
yeah, it could be a good year for him. Yeah.
So I hate to say this. I think I'm going to bet Spieth to miss the cut. I don't. It'll depend on what the number is, but I could see that happen. I don't want to see it happen. Well, if I bet it, I mean, I do want to see it, but I could see that it's real. But yeah. Nevertheless, all right. So what's happening? What's going on this week? And I don't know what else is going on, man.
Well, we got the big players, which is the biggest purse so far. I mean, if one of us wins this week, it is over for the rest of the year. Most likely, because we were like within $100,000 of each other. So.
I've already picked out my bottle of that you're gonna buy me.
Great.
And it ain't mellow corn again, damn it. Even though I do love some mellow corn, it is not going to be mellow corn again. So let's see. Oh, we were supposed to have played Sweetens this weekend. I was taking some folks up to get out there, and they've had a shitload of rain. Have a bucket load of rain over the past several weeks, and although weather looked fantastic and looked like they had a good crowd, they didn't have all the holes opened and such. So I thought, taking some people for the first time, I wanted to give them the real experience. So I think we're going to go on the 19th, meeting up with an old high school buddy while I'm up there. He's coming into play. Well, and Mossy Cypress Customs is going to come play with us. A couple other guys here from Atlanta. Yeah, so we'll have a good crowd up there. I may try and get up with a few other folks and play another course or two while I'm there. I don't know. We'll see how that goes and how time allows. But yeah, looking forward to a good time with Madamsky and friends. So it should be a good outing up there. But outside of that, I don't know.
Well, 1883 is done. So we got to find another TV show to talk about. I don't have one yet. Do you have one?
Oh, I told you we had a family thing we had to get to this weekend.
Yeah.
And so we got back and kind of relaxing last night, having had a Boulevardier or two. And just kind of wanted to chill out and just take a moment for ourselves. So of course, like any uneducated person, instead of sitting down and reading a good book, we said, oh, well, let's watch some mindless TV. We started watching The Tourist on HBO.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
No, it's a series. Oh. And what's the cop flick with Jeff Bridges? Where it's like the crackheads in town, and he's like the crooked sheriff. It's like Hightown, maybe Hightown, Cracktown.
I don't know it. Yeah,
I'll have to send it to you. It's pretty good. I mean, if you like those kind of.
Is he in the show?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Jeff. It's Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Oh, yeah. You watched that one. It was like that. Yeah.
I think it was Hightown.
Rust and something like Rust.
Oh yeah. Maybe it was American Rust or something.
American Rust. Yeah, I haven't watched that one. Is it good? Is that one good?
It was pretty good. It's I mean, it's if you need something to fill a little bit of mindless downtime, American Rust is pretty good. But the Tourist that we started last night, it was pretty good as well. Yeah. So, but it's on HBO, and I don't know how many seasons or whatever are out. I think it's relatively new, but
it's brand new. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was pretty entertaining. It's like, shit, you're gonna, I think you'll, so remember, so the guy is, he's primarily a director, I believe. This has nothing to do with The Tourist. I'm trying to describe the show to you. But there's a guy that gets like dementia, and he starts like tattooing himself with all these answers. Like he wakes up the next day, and like he doesn't remember anything. So he starts tattooing himself with all these answers to these questions, because it's like the butterfly effect kind of thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
Every day is a new day. Well, this guy, The Tourist, the guy gets an amnesia, and he doesn't know who he is, and there's a little cops and robber theme to it. And yeah, it was entertaining enough. I don't know that it's great, but it's something to fill some time. So I told two things. Did you go see the new Batman yet?
No,
I heard good things about it. I ain't gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna go see it. I'll just wait and get it somewhere else. You probably pirated it, didn't you?
No, I don't know how to do that.
What about the Family Gemstones?
I've been watching it. Yeah, it's great. I love that show. Yeah.
I love
I'll
that.
probably like do 2 or 3 of us. I've had a lot of things going on, but probably
Yeah.
do 2 or 3 of the first season. So I think I got the good thing is I've got a lot of that ahead of me, which is fantastic because it's you got
take a load off, man.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect, man. Perfect stuff there. But no, that's fun. I'll do more of that. We got some good fun stuff, golf stuff coming up, So some tournaments are approaching our area, which is fun. Yeah, man, it's gonna be good times.
Yeah,
we got to do our in the next week or two. I promise this. We'll do our major show for the year. We got to choose all of our majors.
Oh, we do. In fact, I'm heading to Puerto Rico pretty soon, so we got to make that happen.
Yeah, so we got to go ahead and predict that and get all those wrong. So,
I mean, yeah, shit. I don't know what I was thinking. I've already burned my one and done for who my Masters pick is, but I don't know.
We're gonna pick outright winners. Outright winners. Yeah. Not one and done. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send you my betting slip that I've already put down for this.
Whatever floats your boat.
Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. I don't know. Sometimes it's just worth drinking out of the bottle.
Oh boy. Oh no. Cheers.
Cheers.